What is up, guys? Trudy Slayer is back today, guys. And today, guys, it is Monday, everybody. So you know what that means. It is Ramblin' Chewy Monday. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about situations in real life and the problems with those situations, as well as possible ways to fix them, just like the last rambling video I did. Now, I got quite a bit of views on that video, as well as quite a few likes, which I thank you so much, and I hope you guys will enjoy this going on in the future. Now, before I get started today with the rambling topics I'm going to be talking about, I just want to mention one of the topics I talked about last week, which was about YouTube copyright as a whole and why I have an issue with it, as well as what they could do to fix it and whatnot. But they made official statement basically saying what they're going to be working on is basically putting the money in escrow if a content claim is put on a video, instead of immediately giving the ad revenue to the person that put the claim on the video. That way you actually have a time to dispute the claim, that if it is false, then they don't get the money. So thank you, YouTube, for doing that. And I'd like to also thank all of you guys, because without your guys' support, we as YouTubers would never have seen this happen. So thank you all for helping, because the internet speaks the loudest. And just a good example is that without you guys, we wouldn't have had a Deadpool movie. That was a real Deadpool movie, which is a fantastic movie. I just wanted to bring that up because that is just one example of the power the internet has. So guys, today we're going to be talking about the DMV. Now, before I get into this, I'm going to be talking mainly about my experience with the Colorado DMV and the problems I've seen with it. So let's go ahead and get started. The waiting. The long waiting of the DMV. As you get in there, they have like literal whole section of seats. Sit down and wait, because you know you're going to wait, right? But it bugs me, because the waiting in the DMV is not ordinary waiting. Like, it's not just a simple line that you just move up and go through and whatnot. No, they have this system in place. Yes, a system of numbers and letters that lets them know, oh, you're here for this, and this is your place in line. Yet, this is a system that is very confusing. So if someone has an M, but they have the same number I has, they go before me, and it's just like, that's even worse kind of waiting. Not knowing where you sit in line because there's an actual letter on top of your number is confusing as all hell. Now, I get some issues that the DMV can be handled more quickly than others, is probably why they have that system in place. But I mean, come on, that's like purgatory for waiting. And you're making us wait even longer, not even knowing where we are in the line. What is this? Now, okay, well, you're waiting there, and you notice a few things going on at this DMV, right? First off, the seating is not very good seating. It's usually really cheaply made seats that are really just basic seats. They're pretty much uncomfortable. So I'm paying you to sit here with my tax money to wait for me to go get my driver's permit or driver's license, and you're making me sit in this uncomfortable place. Oh, but not only that, we're squished together like penguins in the South Pole, kind of like a sardine can. And no offense, but when people are packed in a room together, we are humans. We have bodily functions that can make us smell. And woo, that is a stanky situation, if I do say so myself. Waiting there, we're looking at the people, supposedly helping other people do stuff, but then you notice another thing. What in the world is going on back there? It's like they're working some sort of machine, just like doing like a bazillion things, but there's no one at the desk. What are they doing back there? Government, what in the world are you having them do back there instead of helping us get in and out as quick as possible? I can see them doing a bazillion things back there, but not one person is at the counter. What in the world are they doing? And not only that, it's like half staff. It's like, where's my money going to, you wonder, right? It's like, I would understand running the building, paying for the land fees and government fees, because it is the state government that runs the DMV, but like, what? Half staff doing a bazillion things back there, not helping anybody. But okay, because I went there and I was going to get a driver's permit. I waited, got my test, I took my test, got it turned in, and then they make me wait again. I have to wait again for them to grade it. Okay, another waiting line. Basically, I have to wait until they grade it. They grade it, and then I go up into another line. Yes, another line to get my picture taken. And by then, I'm just like, I'm really, really PO'd right now. I can't understand this long waiting just to get from point A to point B. So now I'm through that line, and now I'm about to take my picture. So yeah, about to take my picture. I'm relieved, but still angry. Like, I'm just gonna lose my mind if someone asks me to do something. I just want to get in and out. And then they have the audacity to ask me, can you please smile for your picture? And I'm like, oh my God. They make me wait over 4 hours or more trying to get this done. And they finally about to take my picture and they ask me to smile? I just want to embrace my inner black woman, which, no offense to you guys, but you do this, is like, oh, hell no, you didn't ask me to do that. You just don't do it because you're just, so you grumbly just do a mixed smile. Here's my smile. Is there smiling enough for you? And you're just like so angry with how long it takes. And then not only that, after you take your picture, oh, it's going to be sent in the mail to you. It's going to be sent in the mail to me. Why can't you just print it out there so I can be done? Why does it have to go somewhere else? What is the point of this? I mean, I came in here today to get this done. That's why most of my day got shot by just waiting in here to get this ID. And you can't print it out here. You can't get it done here. You have to send it out for another long waiting period of 2 to 3 weeks. But you just repeat the same thing to me and you just say sorry. Well, if you're sorry, then change your system. I mean, literally, what? Now, here are the solutions I have for this, okay? Make it just a simple number wait. I don't understand why they have to make it this complex thing. I understand maybe it saves waiting time, but to be honest, I just hate not knowing where I sit in line. Also, have it fully staffed. There's no way you don't have enough money to have it fully staffed. And don't have your employees doing a bazillion things behind the desk. If everyone has their paperwork ready to go and they give it to them, they shouldn't have to do a bazillion things before they can help the next customer. And if you're gonna make the waiting line as long as you have been, make it a more comfortable seating area. Maybe even put a Febreze little sprayer so it's not as bad with that room. Because when it gets hot out, I bet you that building, whoa, just is a smelly place to be. And if you just did that and make it an overall simpler process to do, I bet you the DMV would no longer be the laughingstock of the country. Because I swear, I've seen so many movie tropes and so many comedians make fun of DMVs because of their waiting and their uncomfortable, basically, place. It is really bad. Please fix. Okay, guys, we're going to the next topic now. Let's do a jump cut. Call of Duty. Yes, that game you heard about for a while. That COD game, yes. One of the biggest video game franchises of all time, and you're asking, why am I talking about it today? Well, if you haven't noticed, the new Call of Duty trailer recently popped up on YouTube. That video has gone over 1 million dislikes. One of the biggest disliked videos I've ever seen, actually, since the whole Fine Brothers situation on their video talking about their plans for the future. Why are they getting so much dislike? You wonder, right? Well, personally, let me explain to you what I thought Call of Duty was, because I used to play Call of Duty back in the day, back when it was on GameCube, and that was like my first real gritty wartimey game, Call of Duty, right? And when I heard the name, I was like, oh, it's the Call of Duty, the call to action, the call to arms that basically was World War II, right? Is because of all that stuff going on in Europe that we finally was like, we gotta help them out over there because of how bad it was getting, right? And they made a fantastic story for the GameCube version. And I've heard so many people on the internet talk about how Call of Duty used to be with their story-driven campaigns, as well as their multiplayer experiences. And it's just been going downhill ever since. You can argue that certain Call of Duties did things better than the previous Call of Duties. Like, I personally liked Call of Duty Black Ops 2, mainly because the fact is the campaign was so dynamic, so you have so many paths to go down. It kind of reminded me of Mass Effect with the dynamic story building. Of course, you could argue with Mass Effect 3 at the end, but we're not talking about that today. It's just losing its roots. It's just losing what makes it Call of Duty by making it more and more futuristic. Because Call of Duty was that gritty military game that allowed you to experience really interesting stories. I remember the Russian sniper in Call of Duty on the GameCube. I don't know exactly what the exact name was. It was Call of Duty. But it was just such an amazing story, and they portrayed it so well as being able to fight up the trenches to basically to a German bunker to take it out and replace with a flag. It was fantastic experience, and they think going more futuristic is a good way to go for them. You could argue that because they're going more futuristic, it's more customizable in the game. But the problem with that, this is the problem with that, is there's too many futuristic game titles out there. No offense, but there is. You got Halo, you got Mass Effect, you got Dead Space, you got so many futuristic first-person shooters out there, and COD is really trying to get into that market. It's like, what is wrong with you? Your main competition, your main focus with who you should be trying to outsell, personally, if I was the company looking at it, would be the Battlefield franchise. The Battlefield franchise has just made a bold move, and they're making their game set in World War I instead of going more modern or more futuristic with their game. And that is really, really intense, because I've heard from my friends, and they said, we want Call of Duty to go back to its roots, to World War I or World War II, or even the Vietnam War. But they're not. They just won't do that. They want to keep going futuristic because they think that's the path they need to go. Now, I can say I do love the multiplayer in Call of Duty because it's that run and gun feel. The thing is, you can get that experience with an older version. It's just crazy to say that because their sales from Call of Duty Black Ops 3 were so good, that going even more futuristic with Infinity War is gonna boost their sales even more. And just hearing that the CEO is saying that is just like, what is wrong with you? What are you doing? No offense, I do know, even though I'm saying all this, the Call of Duty franchise is probably going to sell lots of copies, because as a population of people, we have been literally programmed that if it's a COD game, it's going to have a good multiplayer, so we're going to buy it because all our friends are going to buy it because it's COD. It's COD. And I'm so sick of that. People don't understand, if a game is bad, don't buy it. And I've made that mistake where I had my friends peer pressure me into buying games such as Star Wars Battlefront because, oh, this is so amazing. Oh, that's so fun. But there's not enough content for a $60 asking price if you've ever played Battlefront. And finally, before I talk about fixes and whatnot, I just would like to say, guys, the best way to talk about games, to basically get games to change, is to speak with your wallets, because a company will listen if you're not paying them money before they will listen to you if you're paying them money, because that's just confirming that, oh, it's okay. Okay, here's what you could do to fix what's going on with COD. Now, what you can do to fix is, personally, go back to World War II or even one. Try to revamp what you built upon back in the day. Make it a lot better, and I bet you even if you wanted to, you could easily just make it a different timeline, so you can make more customizable stuff in the game. Or you could even have it like a time traveling game if you really need to keep that futuristic aspect. But it just drives me nuts that you guys are arguing with the player who's saying, what is going on? You're losing what made Call of Duty Call of Duty. You really are. And it just drives me nuts that they just refuse to listen. Like, I understand power of mouth is quite a big thing, especially for YouTube, but it just seems never to work, like with the COD franchise. It's more of a, oh, if it's making money, my friend bought it, I'm gonna buy it. Stop thinking with your mouth, start thinking with your wallet. If it's a $60 game and you hear it's bad, don't buy it. Like, that shouldn't be too hard. If it's a $60 game, doesn't have the content that should be in a $60 game, don't buy it. Don't be peer pressured into buying the game because your friends thinks it's okay. If you personally feel bad about it, just don't get it. Like, there's no reason why we should be giving a company money if they're not making a functional game that is fun as well as interesting for you as a player. You shouldn't be buying it just because your friends want to buy. I could probably babble on for hours and hours about other fixes they possibly could do, but like I said, go back to what made you COD. Don't keep pushing this futuristic aspect because you're gonna lose yourself within all the other futuristic shooters. But hey, it's just me speaking from my heart, as well as probably from a lot of COD fans talking to me personally and telling me what their beefs are with the games, as well as what they're seeing from the basically track record of the company. So just want to say this personally, go back to your roots. You can easily find ways to do that. And if you don't want to, I'm sorry, but you're just going to lose yourself in all these other futuristic shooters. You're going to become nothing. I promise you that. I don't care how much you want to push this franchise, it will eventually burn out. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this second rambling video in my series. I know I'm a little bit over the place with my topics as well as with what I'm trying to cover on the topics itself. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this. And remember guys, to keep on chewing and I'll keep on slaying. See all of you in the next video. Bye bye. What is up guys, Trudy Slayer is back today guys, and today guys I wanted to start a new segment of my channel which I would like to call the Random Ramblings of the Chewy. Now you're probably wondering what you mean by this. What is up guys, Trudy Slayer is back today, and today guys we're going to be doing another best talent video today. And today guys we're going to be talking about the Red Jolly Man himself, Santa Boom.